I've got Emma and Andrea on, and they're in Europe, and they are working to save the children of humanity. And I'd like to get a brief story from each of them. Why don't we start with you, Emma? We got you on first.
My child was kidnapped by the German government under help of other European governments. In my case, there is a secret service involved, the Ministry of Foreign Relations, the international police departments, even Interpol. So even when I have sole care and custody over my child, they took my child unofficially and they tried to make it officially from me. And they brought my child, they took him from me when he was 2 years old and they brought him to Malta, actually. I don't know if you're familiar with the Knights of Malta.
A little bit, yes.
Okay, so they brought him to Malta and there they keep him hostage in a house with high walls, with camera all around, and no one can even get close to the house because the police will come and arrest everyone. Charge them of harassment and whatever they like. So it's very hard to get in touch with my child. We tried to open files in court, but I don't even get a file number. So without a file number, there's officially no court case going on. Instead, the German government opened a court case against me for that and accused me of kidnapping my child, that I kidnapped my child. And to keep me, I heard about this court case, and I wanted to, of course, I wanted to participate in this court case, and I wanted to give them all my evidence to prove what I found out so far. The statements that I have. I have some protocols from some newspaper journalist who didn't wanted to get involved in the fake stories that they told them they have to release about my case. And I can prove the whole conspiracy. And but when they found out that I wanted to appear in court, they issued an international arrest warrant against me. So even when I want to go to Germany, they won't let me go to court because they will arrest me before. So they held up the court case, and now I'm officially criminal without doing anything. No one is asking like why and how. They said I didn't appear in court. So for not appearing in court, they make it officially before it was unofficially that they issued an international arrest warrant. So this is my story so far.
Now, there's more to it than that you told me.
Yeah, of
Very,
course it's more to it. But you said I have to make it short.
you're right. And what I want to now talk about is the way they took all of your money. That was
Yeah, yeah,
information
sure.
done, right?
Yeah, okay, before they took my child, they started to target me because I was investigating in the pedo sadistic criminal scene. I found out how the governments take children and from their parents, how they kidnap children. You know, you can find them in the newspapers. They're officially kidnapped. Some of them are not officially kidnapped because they bring the parents to psychiatric wards. They criminalize them. They even kill them. So I found out how they get the children, how they like sell the children, or that the government even issued passports for them, give them new names, and so they will be chipped all around the world. Sometimes they end up in some kind of ritual abuse ceremonies, but most of them end up in human experimentation for human experimentations. So I have the names. I know the politicians, mostly in Germany, but some in Poland and Malta as well that are involved in this. I mean, it has to go quite over. It has to go they are all connected. So, but I have the names for Germany, and I know where they bring the children. I know where they hide the children, and I know where they sell the children. How everything works, and I know the person who issues the new passports and everything. So they started to target me. And I had a few jewelry shops in Germany. I was very wealthy. And then they started to break in. One day, someone broke into one of my jewelry shops. So, okay. Anyway, the insurance has to take over, but somehow the insurance said no, they don't. So I filed a court case, and even then they have to pay, they didn't. And then they started to empty my bank accounts. Someone emptied my bank accounts. I filed a report, and I filed a case against the bank, what is still ongoing. Everything started to happen in about 2008, but nothing happens. Then I had some safety deposit boxes with jewelry inside, so they deny me the access to my safe deposit boxes. I fight court cases again. One court case is still going on now since 3 years. I get no appointments in court, so they took everything, and then everything I had so far is gone. Everything, and then they um, I tried to take my personal belongings somewhere else. I put it in the garage. So, and even then, they deny me access to the garage. They opened the garage, put a new lock in front, and said, "No, I cannot. Everything is under investigation. I have no right to get in touch with my belongings." And then from the police, they officially took my laptops, my iPhones, everything. They took really everything to get hold of the evidence that I had. So, but some evidence was with my lawyer, who promised me to put it in I trusted him to put it in a safe place. But at the beginning of this year, he said everything was stolen. I don't believe him. So I think he was threatened enough to give some of the documents to give them out. So yeah,
Okay, now a major aspect, or maybe the fundamental thing here, is trauma-based mind control. Is that
exactly.
true?
Yes.
Okay, and we want to hear Andrea's story, but the three of us have talked about this, and we have concluded that probably the children theft is, in a sense, protected by a mind control system, so nobody
Exactly.
cares. And I deal with the conspiracy into the ancient world order. I don't think there is a new world order. It's actually the ancient world order, um,
Yes.
trying to regain the control of the entire world, Earth, and put humanity on ice. And my opinion, and I think we all agree, is it's very likely that that is also, thinking about that is suppressed by some sort of a mind controlled signal because nobody cares, so to speak.
Yeah, because when I came out with the investigations that we did, I did it with some other activists as well. We even sent our evidence. We sent it to court and everywhere, and the only thing they were doing is they tried to hide everything, and so we wanted to go public, and then we found out that people even don't listen. It's not that they even came to the point where they wanted to speak. It was they totally denial that everything that happened right now is connected to the children, because they make it so they keep us so um, busy with everything. And even when you point your finger on it and you say, see, they take the children. In Germany last year, they took 50,000 children from their families. Why does no one know about it? Why is the parents even, they don't go public. It's like they are so traumatized and so stuck in their own pain that they somehow they totally forget about their children. But what we think is they don't forget about their children because this is unnormal. There might be a big programming going on to keep people from looking to the children to realize what happened to the children, because it can't be that nearly everyone don't want to see it or don't want to investigate or don't want to go any deeper in what we found out so far. But yeah,
Okay.
so Andrea's story is quite interesting as well. And then we come to the topic again, why it's all connected to trauma-based mind control.
Well, why don't we hear from Andrea right now to get this initial segment go completed? Andrea, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
My story actually started when my small then 2 year old son came home from visits from his father, and he all of a sudden changed his behavior. He got severe ill. No doctor, no physician could tell me what the small one is having. Everyone was saying no, it's normal in its age, and so on and so on. And after quite a few months, he started to have flashbacks, and told me within his flashbacks what he has had to suffer there during his visits, every Saturday from 9 to 3 in the afternoon. And it, he told me about that masks would hurt him, or he got raped, or he spoke about waterboarding and cruel things. One cruel thing was hunting the next, and I was thinking, what have they done to him? Because here in Austria, do not even know something about ritual abuse. I just realized that it's kind of sadistical, bestial torture. And I wrote this to court in detailed reports how he was behaving during his shock states, his flashbacks. Partly he was fainting, and we were so lucky or unlucky, I don't know, that he soon was able to tell me who was present, who was involved in his crimes. So by looking through some private pictures, by chance actually, he was pointing at some guys and said, this one, this one, this one, and all his body language was very convincing for me that they really took part within this rituals within this torture. And from the people involved, I realized no, they are highly intelligent. They are no pedo criminals. They are not no pedo. They're not plain pedo criminals. And then I found out, well, there are so many physicians involved, so many psychologists, and then I realized they must do something quite more behind the scenes. And I was just reporting to court, and after and 1 year later, I found out that it's exactly trauma-based mind control what they did on him. And we both together, especially he himself, was able to tell me too many things. He recognized too many people involved, so they had to separate us. And even past that psychiatrical exam, they separated us because I would manipulate him to believe he would have suffered these things. And that was the reason. And from then on, he was nearly 3 years old. I was not allowed, nearly not allowed to see him anymore. Just for every 2 hours, 2 months. And actually, we have found out too much. And then I thought, no, I have to do research to help my son and to help other children, because my son told me there are many children involved and also have to suffer. And then I found out within the months and the years actually that we here in Austria, but even within the German-speaking countries, we have here the cradle of trauma-based mind control programming. We had here the scientists, the psychologists who are doing this business for quite over 100 years now. Everyone knows Sigmund Freud. He was Austrian born. We know the experimentations of the Nazis, Mengele, Aribert Heim, and all these colleagues. Aribert Heim even is Austrian. So also Hitler was Austrian. So we here within Austria especially we have the cradle of this crime, and it's so well hidden because as Anna said before, no one realizes it. No one realizes what's going on, and no one is taking care. No one is taking care what's done to our children. They're just looking the other way. They're not realizing it, or they do not want to realize it.
Okay, well, it's a terrifying thing. And how do you feel about the concept of that we talked about that this is actually probably under the control of another species, of a large brain hominid uh,
This
that thinks they.
compares. This is what you bring the last puzzle to us, because we know about the psychopath and we actually call them another species, and we found some evidence, some documents that even call them another species, and from the newest investigations, investigations in Japan, from Professor Yamatashi, we know that they actually call them now another species, a psychopath species. So, but we were always thinking like, oh, there have to be something behind. There have to be something behind, because even psychopaths, they like. We think they can't do it all on their own. So because we found some kind of programming, a very popular case actually back in the 18th century. I think you heard of, maybe now you heard of Caspar Hauser. So with in his documents, it's something very similar. Um, what is reported to trauma-based mind control as well. So since it is ongoing for so long, um, there has to be something more behind it. And yeah, we think it could be that there is an ancient, I don't know if it's extraterrestrial or interterrestrial, but there is some other species definitely behind it.
I will address that. It's not extraterrestrial. This
Yeah,
extraterrestrial threat.
okay, yeah, but okay, but they make us believe maybe it's extraterrestrial
That's right.
because they always like to point their fingers in another direction.
You point up at the sky, and there's a lot there. You know,
Yeah, and
really.
I contacted Lynn Fonnell, who wrote who investigated the Maltese catacombs, where they found the long head skulls
Yeah.
as well. And she was investigating in the disappearance of 40 school children at once within the catacombs. It's very well hidden by the Maltese government, actually. And there are some witnesses that are saying that they are still there and still children disappear. So I contacted her, but so far she's a little bit too shy. She doesn't know us, so she's not really coming out with her new investigations. She just said she has a proof now. Everything is true. What she found out so far, and
Okay.
yeah, we will see. Maybe she will answer me again.
Well, I think this is a
So
pretty.
there's someone else who's investigating the disappearance of children, but she was never into the trauma-based mind control because she investigated a connection between the disappearance of children and the Homo capensis. Um, and we bring the missing link of the trauma-based mind control programming that is running on these children, and another program that is running on the grown-ups to make them um, forget about these children.
I think this is a good introduction. Just a tiny introduction, and then we've got to move forward. But I would think we could close pretty much at this point, and then organize to go forward. What do you think, Emma and Andrea?
Yeah, it's okay for us because it's we investigated what kind of programs they do to the children, what kind of different programs, how they achieve their goal, and we know that some other things that are going on that are very, very brutal to children, they just do it. I mean, it sounds unbelievable, but they just do it to cover the truth. So, like, they make them see, like, oh, they're unnormal pedocriminals out there. They are snatching your children. It's not us. And sometimes they arrest someone, but they all make it look like, oh, it's just one perpetrator. It's just one person doing it. It's not the government. Even when you take the case of Dutroux, it's very, very popular, a very popular case all over the world. And they never ask. They say, oh, it was just him, no one else. They never ask for what and why he took all these children. Of course, some end up for this with a pedophile scene, but not all of them. And they never investigated what happened to the other children. So we think that, as hard as it seems, that the um, pedophile scene is just another cover up.
Okay, yes, I would agree. I would agree. There's so much horrible stuff, and yeah, and
So
I
they
think
shouldn't stop at this point because it's too horrible. They stop at this point. If they come to this point to see what is going on, they stop at this point. They cannot. It's already too much for them, and so they don't go deeper.
right, and then Jewish ritual murder is in there, and nobody can go
Yes,
beyond that. Everybody stops with that, and that I
Yes,
think is also designed just to be a block to keep
yes,
us from looking.
exactly.
Yeah,
yeah. But very interesting, Edward. Within our case, the Sadegh case, there were people, physicians out of the Jewish establishment, hand in hand, doing the crime on my son with the former Nazi elite. So on the top, they are just playing in the same team. It just should look for us that they would play in different teams, but it's one team.
so thank you very much. This is just the beginning.
Okay, great.
It's
Thank
very
you.
welcome.